Okay, home improvement, summer 2021, rescreening my sunroom, a 2-day job, 3.5 weeks later, is done. And there's a reason why it took me so long. One is because I have 4 kids, and it's been raining pretty much nonstop. I think I've gotten maybe 12 hours of not raining at a stretch this whole time, but also a myriad of problems. The sunroom is probably 25 to 30 years old and has been probably fixed every 5 years or so. So you're looking at 5 or 6 fixes there. And, every time someone fixed it, they did something different. So stupid me comes along and tries to replace all the screens and just every imaginable problem that could have happened happened. Now I just wanted to show you what I did here. This is all, this is not a professional job. This is just me, homeowner, fixing this up as quickly as I can, but it looks way nicer than it did. And now the next time someone goes to fix this, it will be 100 times easier than what I did. Of course, first thing is I took all the old wood, all the trim, and I replaced it with cellular PVC. So that looks a lot nicer. The boards could have been cut nicer, but I did it myself as quickly as possible. On the top here, the trellises were all pulled down, scraped with wire brushes by hand, and then repainted. The reason for that is because the trim at the top is underneath the gutters, and I'm not touching the gutters and breaking seals on that. There's a few places I did have to take the gutters down, like over here, which is a relatively small straight run, and underneath here was a big old gap where water was just running through, and that's all filled up. There was 3 different layers of wood, 3 different heights of wood under there that I managed to get down to 2 heights of wood. There's one small gap right back here where it doesn't quite meet the new cellular PVC, but I'm okay with that because cellular PVC will not rot, will never rot. Over here now, I used to do screens professionally, but I used to build frames and run them with spline. So with this is basically just stapled to the wood. So I left these way billowier, way looser than I would on a frame with spline because I'm worried that the staples will rip and tear. So I left a little bit more slack than I normally would. But that's just, one of the fixes that I did, Now over on this side, again, this gutter here, the wood had been totally split with a circular saw right across, and the gutters had actually been screwed into the crack between the 2 slices of wood. So I fixed all this. Over here, these are just quick frames. I made 4 of them. The one on the bottom here was, I tried to make them loose around the sides to kind of fill in any gaps because I was really going quick with these frames. And these aren't frames that I would build at a store professionally. These are just quick pieces of scrap wood that I threw together and then stapled the frame. So it's very similar. But when I go to replace these, because if you look over here, this is the old trim is actually underneath the siding. So I did not want to touch this. So now all you have to do is pull these frames out. There's 4 screws holding this in, and you can replace the screen on that, no problem. And that's pretty much the long and the short of it. At the top here, the trellises are all screened in the trellis. It's stapled to the trellis instead of underneath the trim. So now I don't have to worry about the gutters at the top. I could just pull these down if there's ever a problem. If something flies through it during a hurricane or whatever, I could just pull that one down and rescreen it. And that's another reason why this took me so long. It's because the next time this is not going to happen. The next time it's going to be zip, zip, staple, staple, zip, zip. And that's it. And that's the way it should have always been done. Not with, Phillips screws and square screws and brad nails and 10-penny finish nails and roofing nails and every other garbage I pulled out of here.